Warchol is a person who lives his personal commitment. Every day he came to work in the Office of International Education, he brought with him a desire to make other people's lives better.
I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Ukraine with my wife. We lived there for 2.5 to 3 years, and that was a time where I learned a lot and learned to see the world in new ways, and ultimately affected, some of the ways that I chose to work and the work that I chose to do after that experience. I learned to see the world in a new way by living in Ukraine, and when it was time to move back to the United States, it had made an impression on me that I wanted to help other people have similar experiences, and so from that time on, I started working in international education, still with the communications focus, but eager to help other people experience the world in those kinds of ways. We got involved almost immediately in the host family program here at the University of Richmond. We've hosted a number of students, many of them from Central and Eastern Europe, over the years, and we've made it a point as well to find others who are maybe Russian-speaking or from Ukraine as well.
To experience close up and personal what student experience is like when they travel abroad for the first time, Michael accompanied Encompass trips and learned from both what the student needs and faculty needs were, how to be a valuable member of those communities that form overseas.
Helping to lead a couple Encompass programs to London. It's been exciting to see some of these students who may not have had the opportunity yet to travel to other places, to accompany them on maybe what might be their first, to see what learning looks like in a new place from their perspective. That's been exciting and very, very memorable for sure.
I know he's continued his connections with some of the students who traveled.
One of our host students went back to Czech Republic, and we had kept in touch a little here and there, but I received a message one day from him, and he said, "Michael, I'm getting married," and he invited us to the wedding, and so my wife and I packed our bags and went to Czech Republic and attended the wedding there, which was really, really fantastic. And somewhat unbeknownst to us, there were about 7 or 8 other spiders there, a small spider reunion in rural Czech Republic. One of my favorite projects that I've worked on has been International Education Week. It started with a really big bang with Denmark, and through the years has represented a number of other countries and places. And what I find really interesting and exciting about that is all the learning that happens on campus. There's learning for students, faculty, and staff, but being on the international education team for all those many years, you're not an expert on all those places, but after International Education Week happens, you begin to become maybe a small expert on some of those. So the learning for the community, but for myself as well, has been really exciting.
Michael understood the mission, tackled it, and has left us with a blueprint that touches every corner of campus and engages hundreds of students, faculty, and staff every year. For his career and life that have consistently featured commitment to global engagement, including his recent agreement to serve as advisor to the Ukrainian Club, for his now several decades advocacy for Ukraine, for his deepening of international education's engagement with campus, and with effective communications and events that are meaningful for our community, we recognize Michael Warchol with a Global Engagement Award.